full screen it so everyone can see. Perfect. All right. So, without further ado, we start our tale. The air in the tailor's shop is thick with the scent of lye and expensive silk. Andriel stands on the podium as the tailor measures the fabric against his shoulders. He does, fuck. Let me restart that. The air of the tailor shop is thick with the scent of lye and expensive silk. You stand there on the podium as the tailor measures the fabric against your shoulders. He does not speak. That is the first thing you notice. The way his lips move in silence as his fingers dart like spiders over the fabric. His needlework is flawless. The royal crest stitched into your cloak looks so real it might have bled if you pricked it. Suddenly, the door bangs open. Captain Raylan mutters, Suddenly, the door bangs open. Captain Raylan mutters, "You're late," as he tosses a rolled parchment onto the dressing table. The wax seal cracks against the wood, revealing jagged edges of the king's signet. Bandits in the Elmridge Vale. His Majesty wants them purged. He stresses the word like it was a holy rite, not a slaughter order. You don't ask why the tailor flinches at the sound of Raylan's voice. Some questions aren't for loyal hounds of the crown. Alright, you guys are free to interact around the shop.
Shit. Is there I can get a adjustment for my wings so I can pop that shit out easily?
That's already
little...
that's already in your whatchamacallit. Yeah. That's already in your character, your armor.
Well, gee, because clearly last time I did that shit and flew, I landed on my face.
Well, that's because you rolled bad. Okay. Anything else? You guys want to do anything around the shop?
Roll my
I
rolls.
want to ask the tailor, does he have any supplies that we could borrow? Or any supplies he'd like to donate to the crown?
The tailor looks at you with dead still eyes and doesn't mutter a word. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna pull up a little whatchamacallit so I can.
And Penny the Uncanny says, "What, are you rude?"
You're not Panny the Uncanny, bro. You're Pierce the Elf.
I meant Pierce the Elf says, "What, are you rude?"
Here, hold on one second. Alright, okay, you rolled a 16. Okay, so scratch what I said earlier. He looks at you with silent eyes, although his cheeks look very gaunt, almost as if something's missing in his mouth.
Homie don't have a tongue. This filthy creature doesn't have a tongue, guys. That's
Shit,
why he isn't speaking.
Damn, now
or
you're just
maybe
making him feel bad.
or maybe he just doesn't like to
Tella,
talk. Have you thought about that?
Tella, Tella, I must ask you, can you write?
Um, he nods yes.
Would you write down on a piece of paper for me if you have a tongue?
He shakes his head no.
You don't have a tongue.
He face palms.
Well,
That's okay. Yeah, here. I'm just gonna say the speaking to the tailor is not gonna help you. He will not speak.
I want to try something.
All right, go for it.
I want to fucking light up a joint and offer him a hit so we can maybe relax and possibly give him some free shit.
You know what? He says nothing. Stop talking to the tailor.
Conker, I was wondering, what do you think of the situation?
I think he's muted. And it's coroner, not
Is there a
conqueror.
blacksmith?
Oh, corridor.
Is there a blacksmith near somebody?
Oh, you guys are locked to the tailor's spot right now. You guys, you haven't gone outside yet.
Oh, fuck off. I don't want to do anything.
All right. So
Yeah,
do you
go down
guys
for a
want to
cup.
do like anything, like look around? I don't know, ask about the
I don't know
parchment,
what's
talk to
around for me to look
Raylan, or just say, "Can I look around the room to see if I find anything interesting?" I don't know.
at. Can I
That's
look around the
written into
room?
pretty much every scene. All right, yeah. Here, let's see. Let's see. What have you got? Oof. All right, damn. You only see or you see only pins and scraps of red silk. You got a nat 1 though.
This place is useless.
Anyone else want to try and look around? I don't
I'll
know,
do the
or
same thing.
all right. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. It's not a 20. You almost got a 20. You got a 19, but you didn't get the 20, which uh yeah. So instead you spot an orb sitting in a bowl of discarded buttons. Um Almost as if this orb could be used as a weapon, but you don't know at all what the orb does until you use it, obviously.
In my character plot armor, I am supposed to take that, so that is what I will do.
You said you're going to take it?
Yep, it goes in my yield pocket. It does, the elephant-sized one.
All right. Saying as you rolled a 19, I will allow that. Uh yeah, so you with ease grab the orb off or out of the bowl and slide it directly into your pocket. Without anybody even having the slightest clue that you just robbed this man blind of probably a couple thousand gold or maybe a couple pennies. You don't know how much it's worth.
Does the rogue at least
Okay.
notice because he's a thief himself, but he keeps his mouth quiet?
Um, I guess if you choose, or if you guys choose to talk to each other about the orb that you just find or just found, like maybe you'd be able to figure out how much it'd be worth, but you still wouldn't
I'm
be
not
able to
bringing
know what
shit
it
up until
does.
I'm away. No, I'm not bringing shit up until I'm away from that dude with the gaunt mouth. No.
Okay. All right. So as of now, Coroner is the only one with the knowledge that he has this magical, mysterious, mystical orb that does something. All right. Okay. Anybody want to, I don't know, talk to Raylan? Or do you guys just want to
Ice
go
breath.
outside?
Ice breath. Go talk to the captain.
Why do I gotta talk to him?
I was talking to the ice dragon.
Oh, I thought you were talking to the snow elf sitting right here.
Well, you both speak to him.
All right. I'll see what he has to say. Um, all right. So as my character goes over and talks to Raylan, they have a short conversation. My character picks up the orders off of the table, and I walk over to you guys saying, "All right, we're heading out. We will be briefed on the mission as we go."
Okay. Um, Here's the elf. Walks over to the mute man. Picks up one of his pins and puts it in his tooth and says, "I'll be keeping this. Need this for a toothpick later. We'll bring it back after I'm done."
He looks at you with wide eyes and nods yes and yeah, or like nods okay, okay. You could it gestures you could keep it. He seems to be trying to get you guys out of there as soon as possible. Almost as if you guys have kind of overstayed your welcome and your interactions with him kind of made him feel a little uncomfortable. All right. So, Here we are. So we're gonna go ahead. All right. So as you guys walk outside the market smells of roasting chestnuts and iron. A group of children chase a wooden hoop through a square. One girl, maybe about 6, her dress patched at the elbows, stops to stare at the warrant in your hand. Her doll has yarn hair. Her doll has yarn hair, the same gold as the king's standards. Are you the heroes? She asks. The girl's question hangs in the air like the scent of melting wax. What's up? Andrew Frostfall, kneels, his winter wolf pup curling around his boot. He says, gloved hand resting on the hilt of his his sword. The girl reaches out, then hesitates. Will you kill the bad men? How do you guys react?
Well, it matters which bad men you're speaking of. Some might call me bad, but I don't think I'm too bad. What bad do you speak of?
Oh shit, here, let me get a voice. The bad men! The ones who've been wreaking havoc all over the towns. A lot of people have gone missing. A lot of people have been dying.
Where are your parents?
I don't have them. I'm an orphan. My mom
An
and dad.
orphan?
It all started when my mother and my father never even showed up to my own birth.
Heavens, no, that is just despicable in my that is just wrong.
What do you mean?
Well, we guys, are you guys gonna kill the bad guys?
Yes,
For sure.
and I flick
sure.
a piece of gold to her and tell
Oh,
her,
shit.
don't spend
I'm
it all
on
in
mute.
one place.
I'm
I'm
on
so
mute.
glad that you did that. I'm so glad that you did that. That was actually my character was supposed to give her a gold piece or a piece of money in case you guys completely and outright ignored her. But
Shit,
here we are.
I wanna ask. I was gonna say, what are we gonna do with the orphan? Are we gonna take her in?
No.
What the fuck?
We
No,
can't pull a
we're about
Batman.
to go on a killing quest, bro.
I know we can pull a Batman.
All right. So,
We can pull a Batman, Charlie.
after all of you guys answer, wait, Kev, you said I couldn't hear you. I think Nick and you were talking at the same time. What did you say you would do?
About what?
Oh, about killing the bad guys.
Did you even hear my response about that, Charlie?
No, actually I think you and Kevin were speaking together. I think that's what it was.
Ah, damn. I was saying we'll take care of it.
Yeah.
Yo.
Over both of them. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I just agree with both of them.
You disagree with both of them? You don't want to... Alright. So...
What if they turn out to be actually the good guys?
That's a good point. That's a good point. That is
I
a...
didn't even hear what he said.
He said, what if they turn out to be the good guys? That is a good point. Alright, so... With that being said, three... Oh, shit. I forgot to ask... Wait, is Tori playing too? Because I got her character here, too.
No, he's not playing.
Oh, she's not playing tonight? Okay.
No.
Alright. Well, Tori's character is tagging along with us during all of this as well. Okay, just in case she wants to join in later. Oh, what the hell was I saying? So, with the odds 3-1, Andril answers, we serve the crown. The wolf nuzzled her palm, and her fear dissolved into giggles, although slightly unnerved at, what was his, shit. I just said his name. Coroner. Was slightly unnerved of Coroner's words of disagreeing with killing said bad guys. But where was I? Her fear dissolves into giggles. Raylan's boot scuffs the stone. Move out, he growls. The party follows, but not before Vadsrol Pierce the elf presses a copper into the girl's hand. Her doll clutches it like a sacred relic. All right. You guys are now leaving the city. The city gates groan shut behind you, and the cobbles give way to rhythmic thumping of hooves on dirt. Raylan rides at the head, his back as straight as a spear. After a mile of silence, he speaks without looking back. Elmridge Vale used to be the kingdom's breadbasket, he said, his voice gravelly, but lately the tithes have come back short. Livestock poisoned, granaries burned, the crown doesn't tolerate rot in its own fields. He adjusts the warrant at his belt. Vathus, the... Actually, shit. No, that should be a different name. My bad. Varlith, the Lord Regnant, personally signed the decree.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, sorry, I put the wrong name there. Subtle foreshadowing, we'll never know. These are just hungry peasants. They're the Elmridge Brotherhood. Oh, fuck. These aren't just hungry peasants. They're the Elmridge Brotherhood. Traitors, thieves, and cowards. Our orders are simple. Flush them out, hang the ringleaders, and burn what remains. We make an example of the Vale, or the rest of the kingdom follows their lead. Do you understand your duty?
This sounds crazy. I could see one of my cousins here. Do you not know where I come from?
Look, you're the one that signed up to join the guard. Now, this is just a simple bandit. Not bandit. This is just a simple low-life cleanup. Are you in or are you out?
Oh, is the pay good?
The pay's magnificent. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here.
Well, I guess if I see one of my cousins, I can get the Frost Elf to deal with him.
Look, I'll tell you what. If you find anything in these villages that suits your fancy, feel free to take it before we burn everything.
All right.
All right. The road narrows as you approach an old stone bridge. A mason's wagon has been turned sideways, blocking the path. 4 men with dust-caked faces stand there, leaning on heavy sledges. Raylan doesn't slow his horse. By the king's command, clear the bridge, he barks. One of the masons, an older man with a scarred neck, steps forward. The king's command didn't pay for the stone we hauled last winter. Captain, we don't move until our families eat. Raylan's jaw muscles twitch. He looms over the man from his saddle. The crown's ledger says you were paid in full. If the gold is gone, you are thieves as well as rebels. Move the wagon, or I'll have you in irons for treason before the sun sets. Alright. How are you guys going to interact with this roadblock?
Huh. We're on orders of the king to get rid of some lowly bandits.
You said what?
We're on orders by the king to exterminate some bandits.
Alright, let's see. Yeah. I give no shits what orders you are giving. Our families are starving.
Alright.
So what happens? Who's next?
Anybody can go. There's no real order. Well, I guess we'll go Brandon, who wants to go second and who wants to go third, cuz Brandon just kind of Always goes first.
Brandon, Nick,
Brandon, Nick, then Kev. Okay. All right. Nick, how do you want to
Oh shit.
proceed?
I look at the people. All right, first I want to do a perception check.
Perception check. Okay. We'll save the perception check for after. Actually, you know what? Nah, we'll do the perception check right now. All right. Well, it looks like as you're looking around, you spot an orb, a mysterious orb. You don't know what it does, tucked away inside an empty grain sack on the back of the wagon.
Okay.
And you know what? I'm gonna tell you two things here. I'm gonna like kind of read into that a little bit more because this is the first time that I've ever really done something like this. I said you found the orb in a grain sack, a full grain sack. Oh no, an empty grain sack. Never mind. Carry on as you were. Actually, you know what? We're gonna make it a full grain sack. It's a full grain sack. So take that as you will, but they said they were starving.
Okay, I look at the people and say, starving? I see no starving here. What kind of fools do you think we are? I am a dark elf. I sit and talk shit all day. I will do it right before I slit your throat. I see a grain bag over there. I see it. Hungry? What are you hungry for? Money? Hungry for rebellion? Hungry? I may be a thief in my past life, may be an assassin even. Not saying I am. That is just what is the word? Hearsay. But
Allegedly.
never mind that. Allegedly, exactly. Let me just say one thing. You see this toothpick in my mouth?
Yeah.
Do you see this toothpick in my mouth?
Yeah. I see the toothpick.
If you don't come forth with some answers quickly, I will shove this toothpick straight into your eye. Do you hear me?
As a matter of fact, it seems we were mistaken. Sorry to stop you guys. Carry on as you were.
And with the hassle of stopping me, I will first tell you right now, I will be taking this grain bag, and you can keep my toothpick, bitch.
All right, now Nikki's lugging around a 20-pound bag of grain, as well as a mysterious orb that you don't know it because Kevin never told you about the orb, but it is an identical orb to the one that you found. Looks possibly like a magical weapon, but you don't know what it does. You won't know until you use it.
My character also turns around, uh, walks into the trees a little bit, realizes the orb is inside the bag, stuffs it in his backpack, and just to scare the the people a little bit more, walks back, picks up my toothpick, shreds it down the side of the bag, lets all of the grain fall out onto the floor, and says, "Eat this, filthy pieces of goat," and
Jesus
then
Christ.
proceeds to put my toothpick back in my mouth and say, "I'm taking my toothpick too."
Whew. All right, here, hold on. I gotta put a little footnote here at the bottom.
Hmm?
Okay.
Hold on.
Really? Really?
what happened?
Okay, there we go. I'm just making a little footnote there. Boy, oh boy. That was
I want
entertaining.
some friends.
His name was Penny the Uncanny. He was a good friend of mine.
Oh god.
Yo, I'll grab back. I gotta go get something to drink real quick.
Oh my god. As
take literally
Brandon's
2
character stares blankly into the void, he is now playing with imaginary dogs. What were you saying about Penny the Uncanny?
Nothing.
Damn, I feel bad. You got through that encounter before Kevin could even do anything.
Well, Kevin goes first next.
Yeah, Kevin goes first next.
Sorry, I just was
You just
trying
kind of
to
went ham
understand
on
my
them. You said,
character.
fuck you guys. Fuck you and the grain you eat.
Oh my god, not the brain.
And just to end it all, I go up to what's his name, Raylord?
Raylan.
Raylan. I go up to Raylan and elbow him in the side of his ribs and go, "You like that one?"
He holds his hand up for a high five. He's like, that one was pretty nice. You definitely showed them.
Has either of you seen or played Dragon's Dogma 2?
I've seen it. I haven't played it though.
I'm back.
Hey,
But yeah, I'm definitely
isn't that also
That's
heavily
all.
D&D inspired?
one roll back.
I poured it for
Yeah.
you. Can I please get a sip?
All right, are we ready to continue?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, just so you know, Brandon, Kevin gets the next first. He's first next because he didn't go in this last encounter. I'm just letting you know, you're not first every encounter. It goes in the list.
No shit. Oh no shit. It goes up. It goes randomly.
Okay, I just wanted to let you know so that way you didn't think like, oh, Kevin went while I was out getting some water. Okay, where were we? Okay,
Oh, look, the
so,
dragon's back from his stupid stance.
and he's still playing with his dogs. Oh. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Frostfall, my winter wolf pup, is following you guys. Or is following us along as well. He'll pop in every now and then, but he doesn't really show up like and actually interact with everything until later. 'Cause yeah. Okay. Alright. So, as you guys continue across the bridge, the descent into Elmridge is eerily quiet. Shuttered windows stare like blind eyes as you pass. Occasionally, a slat in a door shifts, and you feel the weight of a hollow, terrified eyes watching you from the dark. Frostfang trots beside Andriel, his nose twitching, a low vibration in his chest that isn't quite a growl, but a warning. As you reach the stream, the mill house looms out of the mist, a massive weathered structure of timbers and stone. Timbers and stones. God damn it! A massive weathered structure of timber and stone. Smoke seeps from the gaps in the door frames. You see Raylan and his men emerging from the shadows of the granary across the bridge, their silhouettes sharp and cold. One of the new recruits, a broad-shouldered farm boy with a borrowed sword, cleared his throat. Sir Frostfall, shouldn't we, I don't know, ask first, see if they surrender? Andriel's gauntlet settled on the boy's shoulder, the metal cold even though cold even through his cloak. Mercy is a luxury, Andriel says, his gaze fixed on the heavy oak of the mill house door, for those who have earned it. Andriel finishes, his voice softer than the crunch of frost underfoot. The farm boy swallowed hard, his knuckles whitening as he gripped his sword hilt. Frostfang's ears flattened, his eyes tracked the farm boy's nervous movement. All right. Before the boy could protest, the millhouse door groaned open. A gaunt man steps into the lantern light, from the doorway, his hands empty and palms turned up. Raylan dismounts, his boots crunching on the frost-slicked gravel. He doesn't draw his sword yet, but his hand rests heavy on the hilt. "Where is he?" Raylan asked, his voice like grindstone. The gaunt man's throat works as he swallows. "Captain, we told the last one. We don't have the grain." "The blight." "I didn't ask about the grain," Raylan interrupts, stepping in the man's space. "I asked about the tax collector. The one who came here 3 days ago. The one they found face down in the irrigation ditch with a sickle in his back." The gaunt man rasps. He was taking the seed for next year. We would have starved." Raylan's face hardens into a mask of stones. "So you murdered a king's servant. You're late," he adds as his voice dropping into a whisper. Wait, why did he say you're late? Forget that you're late. I don't know why that was in there. The man reaches into his tunic, perhaps for a petition, perhaps for mercy, perhaps for a weapon. But the farm boy, his mind echoing with Andriel's words about who earns mercy, doesn't wait. His nerves snap, steel flashes in the moonlight, and the man is slashed down before he can draw a breath. Sorry, this is a really, like, this first mission is mostly, like, you guys, it's setting the scene for the missions to come. Or the next mission. Okay.
Next campaign, you mean?
Yeah. Well, no, the next mission. There's another mission that I put out after this, which it's almost done, but yeah, it has a lot more interaction with it. After you guys finish this one, it's going to be a lot more interactive. Okay, the gaunt man hasn't even hit the ground before a woman's screams pierce the quiet from inside the mill. She rushes forward from the shadow of the grinding stones, wielding a rusted grain hook in one hand and a heavy leather-bound book in the other.
Huh?
"Murderers!" she shrieks, lunging at the farm boy. Before anyone can react, the hook finds the farm boy's throat. He makes a wet, choking sound, his eyes wide and pleading as he looks at Andriel. He collapses on the ground, on the grain dust floor. Raylan's blade is out in a blur of silver, catching the woman in mid-swing. Her final scream is cut short as she falls atop the recruit, her blood mingling with his on the floor. That scream is the signal. That scream is a signal. Suddenly, the shutters of the surrounding cottages fly open. Arrows tipped. No arrows tipped with fire. Arrows whistle from the haylofts outside, and shouts of angry men rise from the mist. Raylan barks an order to his veterans: defend the square, flush them out. He storms back out into the night, leaving the party standing in the sudden ringing silence of the mill house interior, staring down at the two bodies and the fallen ledger. Alright, so this is a scenario. The players are inside the mill. Villagers are closing in on the doors and windows. You need to hold the mill house down. You guys have 6 bandits that you're going against, and 2 archers outside. So those with ranged weapons, I would focus on the ones outside through the windows. I'm just saying. Just because I don't have the scenes and everything for you guys to see, I just wanted to describe where everybody's laid out. The bandits, 6 bandits have just rushed into the door. We are going to go same order, so Kevin will go first, then Brandon, then Nikki, and then we're going to go into the bandits. Actually, you know what? Because we were meant to have a lot more players in everything, or at least one more player, we're going to drop that down to 4 villagers and 1 archer. Okay. So we got 4 villagers, 1 archer outside, or not villagers, 4 bandits, 1 archer. Archer bandit. My bad. I don't know why the fuck I said villagers. Alright. So, with the 4 bandits standing in front of you, Kevin, what would you like to do? Well, and the one outside. Or coroner. Coroner, what would you like to do? Coroner?
Yo,
There we go. You hear me?
what's the closest one? Yeah, what's the closest one?
All of them are technically within range of you. We'll just say everybody's within range of everybody, other than the one archer that's outside. That one is restricted only to people who have ranged weapons until you guys clear out the other ones. Then they'll come inside to attack.
Okay. I hmm, that's hmm, uh,
This is more Magilla D&D right now, where you can just say what you want to do, and I'll roll to see what happens, like if it lands or how much, and if it does, how much damage and shit.
I run into two of the thieves, and one gets stuck. Well, they both get stuck on a tusk each, and I
Oh
shake my head.
shit! Oh shit! He's saying he's just gonna fucking tackle and shiv him.
No,
Fucking
oh,
oh
yeah,
looky
yeah,
here, I've been
we're just gonna
impaled.
go around.
He's gonna
Yeah,
fucking
we're just gonna
Olaf
go around
him.
till they die.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll
No,
twice for
the
you.
better impalement reference is Frieza with Krillin. Ride, pony, ride.
Oh,
All right. So, you skewer the first one almost perfectly, but as you are charge at both of them, one of them does jump out of the way, only nicking them by the arm. So one of them's completely dead and on your tusk. The other one, he got away. So there's 3 bandits inside, one archer bandit outside.
An elephant could be so fast.
I was about to say, I'm amazed. Holy, to remind me not to get on his bad side and stand in front of him.
All right, it's my turn.
No, it's
Or Brandon.
Brandon's turn.
I want to grab the other bandit, cripple him, then use him as a human shield.
All right. You know, because he said cripple and he's not trying to kill, it is more likely that nope. You grab the bandit, you do kick him in the nuts, and he is a little hurt, but it doesn't really affect his health, and you can't get a hold of him good enough to hold on to him as a human shield.
Dragon, why weren't you using your steel-toed boots?
I didn't say kick him in the nuts. I said cripple him. That ain't crippling him.
Well, yeah, no, I'm like, okay, you accidentally nudge him in the nuts. And he goes, "Ah!" for a second, and now he's back to normal. Like, he has disadvantage on the next roll, but other than that, his health is perfectly fine.
All right, I pull my short bow out and I do a 360 no scope on the archer and land with a roll. And when I land, I go shabam.
You're gonna need. So I'm just saying, with the way that we're doing this, the more detailed you make it, the harder I'm gonna make it for you to actually land every single one of those aspects. With that being
Really?
said, you just rolled an identical number to Magilla. So, and with everything, no, okay, yeah, that doesn't land. You just kind of, you don't really make a fool out of yourself, but you pull off everything flawlessly other than the fact that the arrow just misses his head.
Sorry, guys, that was just a warm-up shot.
Oh my god, I need to voice you as a follower in Skyrim, bro.
We
Holy fuck, bro. Alright. Kev, it's back to your turn. Oh, actually,
Um,
yeah, we'll do your turn. I'm gonna take a turn after Magilla. because technically my character is still standing there.
I'm gonna go with,
Wait, shouldn't the bandits go before us again?
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, bandits will go, then I'll go, then Kevin will go. Okay, bandits. So, Archer Bandit outside is going to shoot in. Ooh, he shoots in, and he happens to shoot me directly in my arm. So, yeah, I'm a little
Ooh, what
injured,
kind of
guys.
thought?
I'm a little injured. Ah, fuck!
Yeah.
God damn that! Holy, why couldn't you shoot like that? Pierce the elf? More like miss
Why
the
did you
elf.
tickle thought, you frost elf? That's why the rest of your kind doesn't even exist anymore. Don't complain. Get back to the fight.
Oh my god. Hey, that's a low blow, man. At least adopt me into your race.
Dark elves would never walk with such shallow beings who couldn't even survive a filthy, let's say, 1,000 years in the world that we lived in.
We faced mass genocide. They Hitlered our
Committed
ass.
mass genocide.
What?
I said we committed mass genocide.
Oh god. Those filthy Argonians and Khajiits. Alright. Okay, bandit number 2. Bandit inside the alive one. That Kevin nicked. He has disadvantage, so... Okay, there we go. He kind of stumbles back, and he needs to catch his footing before he's able to attack. The one that Brandon kicked in the nuts, manages to catch, or to stabilize himself, and kicks Magilla back, or kicks, Gallowworm back in his lizard nuts. Meaning now you have disadvantage on your next roll. Alright, that was 3 bandits inside that I did and 1 outside.
Joke's on him. My character doesn't have
That-
nuts.
Brandon
He
wanted
said
to
my
play.
character doesn't have nuts!
he's playing as a eunuch.
Not playing the turtle, the reptile ass.
True, I mean reptiles don't really got... Okay. Alright, so you don't you don't have disadvantage then. Just because you admitted you don't have nuts.
Oh,
I mean, reptiles don't have nuts.
Okay, he got kicked in the tail.
Yeah, yeah, he stepped on your tail, so now yeah, you have
no,
disadvantage.
no. If you want to be technical and you want to be extra, call it cloaca, and that means you just stuck something there. So I'm just saying,
Whoa.
I'm
you
not
got
trying to
burned.
have him shove his foot up Brandon's cloaca.
Well, that's what happened.
He said,
Sorry.
alright,
Sorry,
well, that's what happened.
you got cloaca.
That's what happened. We're gonna make it canon. So, instead of stepping on your tail, instead of kicking you in your nuts, this man takes his full nasty dirty boot and launches it up your little metal skirt
Oh,
thing, getting all the bacteria in that cloaca cooch.
shit. I didn't know he was gonna go like that on you,
So,
Brandon.
Hold
instead
on.
of disadvantage, you now have an itch for the remainder of the
Oh.
mission.
Oh, he said you're taking 1 damage, dude, the whole time.
No, you're not taking 1 damage. Your character just has to itch now.
Oh, you might as well take 1 damage. It's better than taking 1. Oh, God.
Oh. Nah, he'd be dead by the end. We ain't gonna do that. You guys still got a little bit before you get to the next part. Alright, my character is going to... Well, he tries to shoot the archer outside, but he completely misses as well. God damn, now I see what you mean, Pierce. This dude's a fucking ninja.
Why don't you send your filthy dog after him then?
Dogs can't walk through doors.
Why not
They
just
can
open
cut
the
through windows.
All right, Frostfang, go for it. Frostfang lunges through the window and pins the archer down. The archer will not be attacking us this next round. All right, Coroner, your turn.
My turn for reals.
Yes, sir, for real, 100%. No takes backsies.
Oh, okay. Um, shit. Um, uh, wait, there's only one more left, right?
Yeah, there's one inside and then the one outside pinned down.
The one that's pinned down outside. I do the infamous stomp all the way through his head till it pops like orange.
You better not roll a 1. All right, you're good. I was about to say, because my dog is right there. All right. You take your giant elephant-like foot and you bring it up all the way to your chest and crush down straight on the bandit or the archer bandit's head, killing him instantly, leaving no trace of who this man was before you pulverized him.
Nice. You like it?
And just to add some flair, you stomp a couple times and squish down. Just because I know how your character is. Just to clean off that
Man,
gunk on your foot.
just a little bit.
Alright. Was that a good portrayal, or do you not want me to do stuff like that?
Nah, that was a good
Okay.
portrayal.
Alright.
Not cool touch.
Yes, sir. Okay. Now, Maguido. Your turn. I mean, Gallowworm. Your turn.
Alright, I want to take the last guy, break both his fucking legs. I want to leave him alive for now.
Alright, you manage to break one leg. The other leg kind of gives a little, but more strains. So you got a one broken leg bandit sitting right there who's screaming in agony right now.
I'm not
Oh,
forceful.
uh,
Oh, I'm not fucking
Nick, it's
finished.
your turn. Ah! Ah! Can't
I
be
How
want
many
to
too
live
bandits
loud.
are
alive.
left?
Huh?
How many bandits are left?
Just that one.
All right. My character turns
Ah!
around to the rest of them and looks at them and says, "Now let me show you how a dark elf handles his business." And he turns around with his rapier and stabs the guy, like pokes him on his forehead with it just a little bit so that blood goes down his throat, and then I do a spin and slice him in half.
beautiful.
Wait, in half or like from the body? Because he's sitting there on the ground right now. Or do you just go clean for the head?
Clean for the head.
Clean for the head? Perfect. Clean cut. I'm gonna allow it just because he was laying there injured on the floor, no roll. That,
Damn
and I
it.
really
I
needed
was,
that guy to die.
I was,
Yes, I know you were gonna question him, but I needed him to die because of that.
wasn't gonna. No, I wasn't gonna question him.
Yeah, I was about to say, I had no dialogue written for him. No
No,
dialogue
I
at
wasn't.
all.
Oh no, I wasn't gonna question him at all. I was just gonna torture him till his heart gave out and died.
Jesus Christ, we're the King's Guard, guys! And actually, you know what? My character's gonna look at all of you guys like you're some bunch of crazed lunatics and say, guys, I know we're burning all of this afterwards, but Come on, have some human decency.
To
Or
be fair,
elven
you
decency.
gotta
Elves
send
should
a
be.
message.
I
You gotta
know.
send a message though.
I know you need to send a message, but the message is gonna be the giant plume of smoke.
Nah,
And
the message is.
coroner? That was overkill.
Nah, you're gonna
Oh,
see the. You're gonna see the messages. You see the brutal, mutilated corpse that was tortured.
It was overkill, but it was a nice touch, I will say. Oh, you crazy lot.
Especially
I
how I
don't
was.
know why we signed up for this job.
Especially I was gonna smoke a blunt and put the blunt in his eyes and smoke it.
Alright.
So the hot ash is basically heating up in his eyes.
Oh my god. Okay, we're ready to continue? Yes, we are ready to continue. The fighting outside
What?
dies down to a low, rhythmic shouting as Raylan's men secure the perimeter. The captain steps back into the mill house, his boots dragging tracks through the white flour and dark blood on the floor. Uh, he looks down at the tangled bodies of the woman and the recruit with his face as unreadable as stone. He was a good boy, Raylan says, his voice a low rasp. Strong back, should have stayed on his father's farm. He looks at the party, his expression firm and unyielding. He hesitated, that's why they killed him. In this valley, hesitation is a death sentence. The Crown doesn't pay us to wonder why they strike, only to ensure they never strike again. These people aren't victims once they draw steel. They're combatants. Raylan turns towards the door, already focused on the next task. Burn it, he commands, his voice flat and authoritative. Search the room for anything we could use as a weapon, then set the torch to the grain. We leave nothing for the crows, especially that ledger. If it's a record of their brotherhood, it's better off as ash than as fuel for more rebellion. Standard procedure. Alright. This is now you guys are free to look around the room, do as you please for a little bit. However, you do not have a lot of time. Raylan is waiting for you outside, and he will be coming back in if you take too long and yell at you.
All right,
Go for it,
Kevin's
Sam.
turn first.
Alright, let me position some of those bodies.
It's Kevin's.
It's Kevin's turn first.
Perception check.
Oh wait. Actually, wait, no. Nick, didn't you go last? Oh wait, yeah, Nick went last, Kevin goes, okay, yeah. Okay, perception check. God damn it, this order's confusing.
It's Kev, me, then Nick.
Alright, perception check. You find nothing but common mining tools in the woman's personal ledger, which is too blood-soaked to be of any use. Alright. Brandon, your turn.
I wanna loot for supplies.
You said what?
I wanna loot for supplies.
Loot for supplies. Alright, perception check to look around, see what you can find. Alright. Good find. You notice a hidden compartment near the grinding stones. Inside is an enchanted locked ledger, sealed with a magic ward. You're unable to do anything with that now. I'll prompt you to check on that later. So as for now, just know you have a enchanted locked ledger that, yeah, that's in your bag. Do you wish to share this information with those around you?
Not at the moment, till we can find out what it is.
Okay, not at the moment. Okay. I respect the decision. All
Because it
right,
could be a
Nick,
doomsday item.
what about you?
Me?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
Is that everything in the room?
No, there technically is still one more thing to find if you roll high enough. Brandon just rolled a 17, so no, you have to roll a nat 20 to find it.
I want to quickly whisper to my group to come near me, and when they come near me, I'm going to open my bag and show them the magic orb that I found. And I'm going to say to everyone, keep your eyes open for these. I have a feeling that there's something important about these, but keep it low. I don't want Raylord to hear us because
Raylan?
I don't want Raylan to hear us because I don't know. There's something I don't trust about him.
Oh, well, it's strange you bring that up, because isn't that one right in the rafters up there? Which, I'm just gonna say, God tier commentary, bro, because if you would have rolled the nat 20, you would have found the orb up in the rafters, because there's another one sitting right there. But
Alright,
because
let
you
you imagine
brought
I
it
got a
up and
question.
had everybody look around, including my character, I'm gonna let you find it. So, my character hops up, or has Frostfang, hop up, jump up, or hop up onto the rafters, grab it in his mouth, and hop down. Um, I inspect it, I look around, and I'm like, huh. It looks like a weapon of some sort. Maybe we could use it in combat? I don't know.
Hey, yo, DM, I had a question.
What's the question?
So, is the stuff that I found in the orbs all connected?
Huh?
I said, is the orbs and stuff I found connected?
No. I'm just gonna let you guys know the orbs that you guys have been finding, there was really only supposed to be one. There wasn't supposed to be multiple, but I just put multiple places for you to be able to find them because I really wanted you to end up finding it, just to see what you guys did.
Ah,
This is not
I see that
this
little
orb is not an official D&D
orb.
yeah, it has nothing to, it's completely homebrew. It's an idea that I got at some point.
Just a random ass orb.
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically it was supposed to be a L-shaped piece that has a button on it, or a
You're
gun.
trying to make a sphere of avarice, weren't you?
Huh? No, it was
You're trying to.
supposed to look like a gun. So that way you guys would know to use it as a pew pew to try and shoot something, but or use it as a weapon, but because guns don't really, I turned it into a magical orb. That's as much information as I'm giving to you guys about it. I'm not going to tell you what the magic orb does. You guys are going to have to figure that out on your own.
Okay, well, it's almost 10, so let's hurry.
Okay. Boom. Okay, where were we? Fuck. Okay, Raylan stands amidst the drifting... Okay, so Raylan walks back in. Raylan now stands amidst the drifting flour and cooling blood, his eyes fixed on the dead farm boy. He doesn't bark any orders from the veterans to clear the body. Instead, he reaches down himself, his gauntlets stained red, as he heaves the recruit onto his broad shoulders. He adjusts the weight with a grim, practiced care, ensuring the boy's head rests against his spalder, whatever the fuck that. I'm assuming that's like his shoulder guards.
His chest piece.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, Deo. Only once the boy is secured does Raylan reach for the wall torch. He strikes it, the flames flaring to life, casting dancing shadows against the grain sacks. He tosses the brand into the center of the room. The dry husks of flour catch instantly. A roar of orange heat begin to consume the evidence of the struggle. Raylan doesn't wait for the room to groan. He turns his back on the inferno and walks out into the night. And you guys follow. The journey back to the capital is a grueling, silent procession. Raylan refuses to mount his horse. He leads the beast by the reins with one hand, his other arm locked tight around the recruit's leg. This was the boy he had personally pulled from the grain lines weeks ago. the one he had spent extra hours with on the parade grounds, correcting his stance and promising him that the crown looked after its own. Now he carries the result of those promises in a heavy, rhythmic silence. The boy's borrowed sword hangs from the side of Raylan's pack, clinking against his leg armor. It's a hollow metallic tolling that follows the column all the way out of the vale and across the ridgeline. The other soldiers keep a respectful, terrified distance, watching the way their captain's breath hitches with the weight, yet he never falters. As the high white walls of Perdifin, that's the capital city that you guys are in, Perdifin, finally looms out of the twilight, Raylan doesn't straighten his posture or try to hide the burden. He marches through the main gates exactly as he is, a commander who spent his soul training a boy only to bring him back as a corpse for the pits. The heavy iron-shod gates of the royal barracks creak open, admitting the soot-stained column. Raylan doesn't stop at the stables. He marches straight into the center of the training courtyard, his boots heavy on the cobblestone. The flickering torch from the walls casting long, distorted shadows of the captain and burden he carries. As he nears the center of the square, a group of veteran guards lounging by the weapons rack look up. One of them, a man with a jagged scar across his lip and a bored expression, spits a stream of dark tobacco onto the stones. He gestures lazily at the body on Raylan's shoulders. "Another one for the pits, Captain?" the veteran calls out, his voice carrying a callous edge. "That makes 3 this week. Seems like these farm-bred recruits aren't as sturdy as the Lord Regent Gold suggests. Maybe you should spend less time on their footwork and more time on their skin." Raylan stops dead. The only sound in the courtyard is the crackle of the torch and the heavy, ragged breathing of the captain. Slowly, he turns his head. His eyes are like shards of frozen iron, fixed on the veteran with a look that would make a feral wolf flinch. "He died standing," Raylan rasps, his voice low, dangerous vibrations that seem to come from his very bones. "He died defending a crown that clearly has more mouths to feed than it has hearts to honor them. Keep your tongue behind your teeth, or I will personally ensure you are the 4th body to hit the dirt before the moon sets." The veteran's smirk vanishes. He pales, taking a sharp step back into the shadows of the weapons rack. Raylan doesn't wait for an apology. He turns to the party, the soot on his face making his eyes burn brighter. "Get to the infirmary if you're bleeding," he commands. The weariness finally cracking the edges of his authority. "If not, get to the mess hall and then your bunks. I have to report to the Lord Regent and file the record of the Elm Ridge insurrection. You did your duty. The crown doesn't ask for it to be easy. You did your duty. The crown doesn't ask for it to be easy. It only asks for it to be done. Rest while you can. Standard procedure." Without another word, he turns and he carries the boy toward the chapel's morgue, disappearing into the dark archway. All right. So you guys are now, so the courtyard remains tense as Raylan departs. The other soldiers avoid your gaze, returning to their hushed conversations. The party is now free for the night. This is your chance to slip away to a private corner of the barracks to finally either examine the enchanted locked ledger that you saved from the flames, or talk around with anybody around.
I want to go up to the guy that Raylan bitched and say, "Got an extra bit of chew that I could get?"
Oh shit, never mind. Pause that. You guys can't talk to the people around yet. That's after you wake up. Sorry, I was thinking ahead. But you know what? I'll allow it. Since you got free time, I'll allow it. All right. Yeah, sure, yeah. How much?
Just enough for a lonely dark elf to chew his misery into the night.
I feel that, I feel that. So, what happened to the kid? As he hands you a tobacco leaf.
Died just like every other one of us that failed to hold the sword high enough and defend the crown.
Man, maybe I was a little hard on the captain there. He really did take a liking to that recruit.
Well, let's hope he cares about the rest of us just as much as he does that young boy.
I guarantee you, he looks after his own whenever he can. Had he seen that coming, I assure you, he would have never let it happen. He's a strong man, and he's very duty-bound. This man would never betray one of his own.
I put
Alright.
the chewing tobacco in my mouth, give him a knuckles, and walk away.
Boom. Alright.
I gotta ask him something or two questions.
Wait, first off, I think it's Kevin's turn now, isn't it?
How is it?
Let's see. What was this guy again?
Who's what guy? The guy Dickie was talking to? The one that Raylan just bitched.
Um, hmm. I asked him where's the best. No. Oh yeah, I asked him where the best blacksmith is.
Oh, the blacksmith, eh? Well, unfortunately for you, we don't really get much downtime to go to the blacksmith these days. I don't know why I'm talking in an Australian English accent now. But, luckily for you, uh, we should be getting some downtime here in a little bit. I'd say when you have a couple free days, go check by the market stalls. There's a impeccable blacksmith. He actually works on all of my armor. I highly recommend him.
Yeah, chap.
All right, dap. And a little fist bump. He gives you a little fist bump too after the dap.
Alright.
All right.
All right, Brandon.
All right, I got two questions for him. One is if he has a light. Two is where's the nearest court wizard for the king?
Look at that. The fire lizard asking me for a light. You do realize you can light it yourself. And what was your other question?
Where's the court wizard?
Oh wait, no, wait, is he a fire lizard? I said lizard.
He's an ice wizard.
Wait, hold on. I gotta pull up his character sheet again.
Ice.
Ice. Oh yeah, he is. Okay, then scratch that. I didn't say that. Wait, are we sure? Because I thought the ice one was your last character. Hold on. Let me go
Yeah,
downloads.
chosen melee.
Um, you are a. Oh, okay. You have draconic breath. So it's you have acid. You have acid. You don't have fire. Okay, yeah. So scratch that. I didn't say that. Um. Instead, he says, a light? Here, give me a second. And he snaps his fingers, and flame pops up on his thumb. It's a little trick I learned. Here, let me teach you. And he actually teaches you the lighter spell, which now you're able to light your own blunts without asking for a light now. You can't do
Hey.
much with fire, but you can spark up a little flame and possibly even use it as a torch in the future.
Hey.
And the only reason you could do that is because of your draconic alignment. He actually learned that from an old draconic or an old dragonborn friend.
I guess that
Um,
dragonborn
all right.
smoker stoner too.
What was the second question?
Where's the King's Court wizard?
The King's Court wizard? Unfortunately for you, you will never be able to get an audience with him. I've still been waiting to try and see if he can look at this trench boot that I've got. Unfortunately, nothing.
Well, I have something he might need to take a look at, because we found this book that we have no clue what this is. Catastrophic.
This thing? Honestly, I don't even know where you'd be able to find something like this. Maybe when the Elephant Man is able to go get his armor, maybe you can go stop by the enchanter down in the market district as well. But again, with something like this, it'll take about a week for them to decipher it and unlock. All
I'm
right.
sure we got a week.
Well, yeah, but first you'd have to be able to stop in the shop and talk to him. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
I don't see you guys being able to unlock that anytime soon. It most likely would have to be on your next break. Don't worry though, Raylan gives them out. Usually, you work for a week, you get a week off.
So essentially, by the time the things in the
Huh? Repeat that?
I said so by the time the book gets done within the week, we'll have that week off.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying is you do not have the freedom to go to the town square right now at 12 o'clock in the morning, knock on the enchanter's door, and wake him up just to drop off a book. Do you realize how stupid that sounds? Just wait until your next free time. And with that being said, I'm done with this conversation. We're moving on because it's getting late. Okay, where was I? Okay, so, you guys all, turn in, go to the mess hall. My character goes to the infirmary, gets healed, and, anybody else that happened to, get damaged in the last fight does also get healed up as well. You guys take a nice long rest and wake up, bright and early in the morning. So, dawn breaks gray and suffocating over the white spires, Dawn breaks gray and suffocating. Why the fuck? That makes no sense. Dawn breaks gray and something about the white spires of Perdifin. I gotta adjust that word. The air in the barracks courtyard is thick with the smell of wet stone and horse tack. You find Raylan already there, standing by his mount. His armor has been scrubbed of the mill house soot, polished until it shines like a mirror, but his face tells a different story. His eyes are bloodshot, and he moves with a stiff mechanical precision. As he reaches up to adjust the heavy leather cinch on his saddle, you notice a change. His right hand is heavily bandaged in in fresh white linen, but the cloth is already beginning to bloom with a small dark spot of crimson at the tips. Two of his fingers, the ring and the pinky, look blunt and shortened beneath the wraps. He flinches almost imperceptibly as he pulls the strap tight, his jaw clamping shut so hard the muscles in his neck cord like rope. He avoids looking towards the chapel morgue as he turns to face the party. He pulls a rolled parchment from his belt with his left hand, his movements jerky and forced. The Lord Regnant has reviewed my report of the Elmridge insurrection. Raylan says, his voice a flat, official rasp that lacks its usual resonance. He is satisfied that the spark of the rebellion was snuffed out before it could spread. You performed as soldiers of the crown should, but the rot in this kingdom has deeper roots than a single millhouse. He holds the parchment out, his bandaged hand twitching at his side. A tax collector has been murdered in the Whispering Fen, found hanging from the great willow. The Fenfolk claim they found him that way. but the crown does not believe in coincidences. We are to march, recover the body, and bring the village elders back to Perdifin for questioning. Standard procedure, pack your gear, we move in 10 minutes. Alright, you guys are free to interact around the courtyard. There, in the courtyard right now is Raylan in front of you. That veteran that you talked to last night as well, he is still here. If you guys do want to talk to him. And also you can ask about certain things that I just described as well.
Well, isn't this probably a good spot to call for the night?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. That does give me enough time to finish the next quest. I was hoping that you guys would call it right after you interacted with everybody. Here. Can we do that real
We
quick?
can just start over with that scene because we went to bed. That's probably the best way to stop it.
Okay, we'll just
Yeah.
start over with that scene then. Okay.